Hi, it's Laura at Hyperstamper. Today's antique junk journal is made from this very pretty antique book called Sue Jane. You can see the pansies here, and it's worn, but you can see this pretty little girl with her hat on. And this is the what was left of the cover of another antique book. So I just made a little tag out of it, and I love that it matched the colors. I just slipped that into this vintage crochet pocket. And even though it is worn and it's faded, it is well loved. It was well read. Lots of children maybe read this book, and I love that. So I just matched some ribbons and things that complemented the cover's colors. So let me show you this book. Everything in here, of course, again, is authentic, antique, and vintage ephemera. I don't use any commercial products whatsoever. No digitals, copies, nothing. So it's a real little journey through history. Here is the original publisher's page, which is 1912, and the public library page stamp here. I love that so much. And the original foxing and discolorations, oh, it's just so pretty. And the memory dedication page here. And I made this into a pocket. So we've got this lovely little picture here of a crow, and I made the tab out of inked paper and antique paper on the back as well for journaling. And you can stuff so much more in this little secret pocket here. Now, this is a plate from 1902, and look at how beautifully foxed it is and matted, and oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. The horse and buggy ride here, I love it. There's a children's book page from the 1940s. And this is actually a very old first book page here, and it is from 1910. Looks brand new, but it is from 1910. Isn't that beautiful? So you can journal on there as well. Another book page pocket here, and this is the first book plate here, one of the end pages, and that also was from a little library. There we go. Put that in there, and then look at this. This is so cool. This is a photograph from 1966, but look at these folks going to a very, very elegant event. I love that serenade to music. And look at the gloves this one's wearing. Oh my gosh, it's spectacular. So lots of cool people in there, and fashions and hairdos, and just I love it so much. Little hidden spots here, and this is from 1968. Remember the game Funny Bones? Does anybody else remember that? That was a fun game. Nice colorful card there. That is from the back of a vintage bird book. And this is from an antique book that was just in too bad of shape to even be saved, but I didn't want to throw it out. So it's got this beautiful gold embossed angel here with the crown and the oval. I love it. And I just put it inside this book, so you can journal here. This is from a home ec book from the 1930s. And I just find those hilarious. And look at this Southern Pole map from a 1920s geography book. That is fabulous. And more home ec pages from the 30s, antique book page here. And then this is an antique postcard. Even though it's on glossy paper, you would think it's brand new, but it is not. This is actually from the 1940s. Isn't that beautiful? And a vintage music sheet page there. More children's book pages, and a 1956 Theater World magazine page. And look at this gorgeous illustration from a children's book here. This is lesson 5. And another lesson here on weather. Oh, I love that. That is so precious. This is an antique book page here as well, and that is B.P. Shelley. And that is the page from this book, Sue Jane. And here's another one, but they were blank. So I thought they should live in here, and you can journal on them. And it's hard to get those fully blank pages. But look at this wonderful plate here. Isn't that stunning? It's very worn around. It's almost like it was done on purpose. The picture itself looks fine, and then you've got this beautiful vignette of aged foxing. It's just lovely. Here's a 1955 Polish embroidery page. It's a lovely plate. There's a little purse here. And then on this side, I've got this 1950, look at this one, 1950s music magazine, King of the Baritones. We've got Perry Como, Bing Crosby, Pat Boone, Don Cherry, and Tony Bennett. Like, holy Hannah, that's almost the Rat Pack there. That's just fantastic. Wonderful ads here. And then look at the Fontaine sisters. So I probably shouldn't be giving it away, but I am, and it's fantastic. And whoever owns this journal, is going to love that. And I have another little one of these Massachusetts receipts from 1953 from the Brock's Milk Company. And there's more weather pages here from that school book from the 30s. And the Theater World Magazine, yep, from the 50s. A vintage sewing book page. And then here is a very old plate here. Lovely little boy talking to a little girl at the river. I love this core selection. Somebody knows. And I put in a vintage playing card in there so you can upcycle that into something fabulous. Maybe a little booklet. That's from a vintage girls book. A vintage botanical book. You'll see more of that in a second. And here's another one of these 1925 things to make and do pages and shadow puppets. Isn't that fun? How great is that? Oh my gosh. And here is more of that botanicals pages. And this was a section on grasses, which I love. And this one here is from 1924. So exactly 100 years old. Banknote there. And then this is from the 1890s. And it is a Knights Guardsman, Watchman, one of those dials. And that would have helped them keep track of their shifts and sleeping patterns. And really cool. You can Google that to find out more. It's very interesting. And yeah, here's some more vintage paper that I just made a little pocket there that you can make into a little mini journal. How fun. All my scraps. And then that is just a nice little crochet piece there. You can glue it down if you want to make a pocket out of it, or just let it fly free naturally. 1955 doily making magazine page. And then this came from a vintage book about antiques. Isn't that pretty? You can do collaging with that if you like, or just enjoy those images. 1930s book page down here. And then here is another one of those wonderful women tenderfoot pages. Look at that. Isn't that great for a journal? Junk journal, scissors. So lots of journaling space there. 1955 Highway Roads Map of America. Fantastic. Great clusters throughout this book here. And then I've got this 1937 diary page from February. If you want me to change the date and I have it available, I'm happy to do that. You just let me know at checkout in my Etsy shop, hyperstamper.etsy.com. I'll be happy to swap that out for a better date. Vintage Monopoly money. You can have fun collaging with that as well. 1930s Robin Hood plate there. And then look at this wonderful puppet show from a 1930s children's book. Here's just a handwritten 1882 note about some politics. There we go. And some wonderful child throughout the years colored this wonderful children's book page from the 1920s, Tubby to the Rescue. And I love that it was so loved. And this little child also numbered all of the pages with a crayon. That's adorable. More plates here. This is a really fun one. I put antique paper on the back so you could journal, and then on the front there's dad and kids putting up a birdhouse that they made. I have a stamp collector's book page. I got that out of a school book, spelling book. And another highway road map doily. And this is the very last page of this book, the end. So I hope you love it as much as I loved making it. You can go to hyperstamper.etsy.com to find this and more. And remember, if you're in North America, shipping is included in the price. See you soon.